If you've ever had a buyer find something cheaper elsewhere, but it wasn't actually comparable with your product or service, then this is the episode for you. Welcome to episode 912 of the Daily Sales Message podcast, where every single day I share a piece of simple and actionable advice that's designed to help you feel more confident and sell more stuff too. Now, I call this bad comparison. And we've all had this happen, both as buyers and as sellers. But we're talking about it from the seller's point of view today, of course, because this is the Daily Sales Message podcast, where every day I teach you how to sell more stuff and feel more confident. So, bad comparison. Somebody comes to you, you're trying to sell them your product or your service, and they say, aha, I got it cheaper elsewhere, I can get it cheaper elsewhere. They go away, but they get a lesser product, a lesser service. The sad reality of the situation is, it's your problem, it's your fault in a way, and it's certainly your problem to solve. And what we need to do here is to advise our buyers and guide them on how they actually should buy what they're looking for. So if you're in the market for a widget, it needs to have these 3 things, these 4 things, If it doesn't have those, then be careful, because it's not going to meet your needs. So if somebody buys something cheaper, something is missing from that, and it's not actually going to meet their needs. And this is where the problem lies. But in the moment, the buyer just sees the lower price. They get excited, they think they've saved some money, and they've probably never come across, they're ignoring the phrase, buy cheap, buy twice. So as a seller, you need to be able to argue, defend, explain your offering versus the lesser version in the competition, by talking about what the lesser version doesn't have and why that doesn't fit the needs of your buyer. And you need to be overt with this. And for a lot of my clients, what we've ended up doing is creating a buyer's guide, a very simple guide. If you're in the market for a lawnmower, a this, a that, consulting services, whatever, these are the 3 or 4 things that you should be looking for. If it doesn't have one of these, it's probably not going to meet your needs. So even if it's cheaper, it's not right for you. Now, all of this sounds perfectly well and okay in a podcast episode, very logical, very safe and normal. However, in real life, these things get forgotten about, and on a daily basis, we end up losing to the cheaper competition, even though they're worse than us. So this is one of those homework items where create this comparison, this buyer's guide, or as I like to call it, a defensive model. What are the 3 or 4 things somebody should look for to get what they need? Have that there, have it created as a diagram, so you can then share it as an asset with people, so they can make the best decision for themselves, so we don't fall foul of this bad comparison trap. Right, that's it for this episode of the podcast. Thank you for listening or watching all the way to the end. I appreciate it. I'll catch you tomorrow for another exciting edition of the Daily Sales Message podcast.